Okay, so move to question number 16. So in the 16, the sides of a regular hexagon. So we have a hexagon. Hexagon means a six-sided polygon. Since it is regular, means all these sides are equal. So sides are 80 mm, correct to nearest millimeter. Calculate the lower bound of the perimeter. So we can see that the perimeter of the hexagon, they are asking for the lower bound of the perimeter of the hexagon. So some students, what they will do is, they will calculate the perimeter first of the hexagon. Then they will apply the lower bound for the respective answer. But unfortunately, that strategy is wrong. So what is our strategy, or what is the correct strategy to find the answer? First, you find the individual lower bound. Individual in sense, you find the lower bound of each sides. So it's correct to nearest to millimeters, right? So that means our round off value, RV, will be what? Since it is nearest a millimeter, we have to take the half of that, 1 millimeter by 2. And that implies us that will give 0.5 mm. And what is the measured value? MV. Each side is 80 mm, correct? Therefore, what is the lower bound of measured value? That should be 80 minus 0.55. That means measured value minus round off value. So that would be what? 79.5 mm, correct? 79.5 mm. So now things becomes very easy. How? To do one thing. What is that? Since they are asking for the lower bound of perimeter, since this regular hexagon has 6 sides, you multiply 6 with 79.5. So that will be the answer. 6 multiplied by 79.5. So what will be your answer? You just do your calculation and tell me the answer, or you can note down or write down the answer here in this place. 79.5 multiplied by 6. That would be what? First, it should be 457 mm, right? 400 not 57, right? 477 mm, like that. 477 mm. So that is our, okay. Move to next question. The interior angle of a regular polygon is 175 degrees. Calculate the number of sides. So we have a rule for any regular polygon. If that interior angle is given, we can say that the total sum of the interior angles, it depends upon which polygon. But see, this is one of the sides of a regular polygon, right? So that means this interior angle is 175 degrees. Suppose if you are extending this, what happens? We'll get the the exterior angle. So that would be what? It should be 5 degrees, right? Because it is a straight line. Angle inscribed in a line is 180 degrees. So this exterior angle is equal to what? 5 degrees. And there is the rule. What is that for? Especially for a regular polygon. What is that? The total sum of exterior angles add up to give what? 360 degrees. Since it is a regular polygon, we can multiply this with since we have n side, we can assume this regular polygon has n sides. Okay, so n-sided regular polygon. Therefore, the total sum of the exterior angle means n multiplied by each exterior angle, that is 5. And that will add up to give 360 degrees. Therefore, we can make n the subject. What is that? 360 upon 5. 360 upon 5. So could you please calculate it? 360 upon 5. What is our answer? 360 upon 5. You can do some mental calculations if you want. 360, that is 6 multiplied by 10 by 2. It becomes 2. It should be 72. Or directly you can input the value in calculator. So how many sides for this? 72. So that is the idea about this question. Okay, move on to next question. A car starts from rest and accelerates at a rate of 3 meters per second square for 4 seconds. The car then travels at a speed of 101 speed for 10 seconds, not 180, it's 10 seconds. The diagram shows the speed time graph for this journey. So underline the keyword. What is our keyword? It's speed time graph for this journey. Find the value of v. And there is a rule or there is a concept in speed time graph. The area under speed time graph gives its displacement. Okay, the area under speed time graph gives what? Displacement. That is one fact. Then another fact is the gradient of speed time graph is what? It's nothing but acceleration, right? So this point is 0, 0 starting from origin. And what is this point? This point is 4 comma t. No, 4 comma v, I mean 4 comma v. Therefore, how to find the gradient? So gradient, how to find that gradient? Because a car starts from the rest and accelerates at 3 meters per second square for 4 seconds. Therefore, we can say that acceleration would be what? The change in velocity, change in speed, I mean v minus 0 by change in time will be what? 4 minus 0. Therefore, what is acceleration? 3 is equal to what? V over 4. Therefore, what is v? If you make v the subject, it becomes 12 meters per second. Since it is speed, it is meter per second. So what is our answer? It is 12 meters per second. Yes, we got an idea, right? Then calculate the total distance traveled by the car during 14 seconds. So now we got a clear idea that this v is what? This v is 12 meters per second. And beautifully, this car is maintaining the speed after 4 seconds for 10 more seconds, correct? So that means the car ends its journey at 14 seconds. Okay, so ends its journey at 14 seconds. So here we have to calculate the total distance. As I said earlier, the total distance is what? It's nothing but the area under speed time graph. So here we are now in a position to find the area of this beautiful shape. This is actually a composite shape. It is also a trapezium. Correct. So one of the opposite sides of this trapezium is what? It is 14. And what is this side? This side is 10, correct? Because 14 minus 4, that is going to be 10. And what about the height? The height is 12, correct? 12 meters per second. So how to find the total distance, or how to find the area? That is going to be half times height is what? 12 multiplied by a plus b. A plus b means the sum of the one of the opposite sides. Of the speciality of these opposite sides are these two sides are parallel, correct? So 14 plus 10. So what happens? It becomes 6 multiplied by 100 and 6 multiplied by 24, right? So 6 multiplied by 24. Please calculate this. So what is our answer? It's gonna be 144 meters. So answer for this question, it's very simple, 144 meters. I hope you got it. Now move to a beautiful question related with the circle theorems. P, Q, R, P, Q, and D are points on a circle. What is ATB? ATB is a tangent to the circle at the point D, and PT and PQ are exactly equal. What they are asking, find what is angle TPQ. TPQ. So that means they are asking about this angle. Correct? Okay. So how you're going to do this question? How you're going to do this question? They're asking about this angle. So we'll use the concept of alternate segment theorem. So what is alternate segment theorem? What is alternate segment theorem? So if this is a tangent, so this is the angle between this tangent and this chord. This angle and this angle are exactly equal according to alternate segment theorem. Correct? So we will write the statement according to alternate segment theorem, or another name is tangent chord theorem. Correct? Angle ATP is exactly equal to what? Angle PQT. And it is also given that what? PT is exactly equal to PQ. Therefore, this triangle PTQ is what? Is an isosceles triangle. What is the speciality of an isosceles triangle? Base angles must be same, right? That means if this is 50, this has to be 50. Therefore, according to the property of a triangle, the total sum of the interior angles of a triangle add up to give 180. So angle TPQ plus 50 plus 50 add up to give 180. Therefore, angle TPQ has to be 80 degrees. So answer for this question is what? It is 80 degrees. Well, move to next question, B part. The diagram shows a cyclic quadrilateral with an exterior angle of 68 degrees. Find the value of W and X. So what is the speciality of a cyclic quadrilateral? For a cyclic quadrilateral, opposite angles add up to 180. So that means this 3x and 2x are opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral. So that means 3x plus 2x add up to give 180. Therefore, 5x has to be equal to 180, or x has to be equal to 180 over 5. So what is our answer? The answer is 36 degrees. So value of x is 36 degrees. Then you might be wondering how to find the value of W. First of all, you find this beautiful interior angle. How we will find this interior angle? This angle, let that angle be, let it be y. So we can say that y plus 68 is going to be 180. Angle in a line, head of CA 180. Therefore, y is equal to what? 180 minus 68. So what will be our answer for y? 180 minus 68. 180 minus 68 will be equal to what? 1, 0, Is it 102 or 112? I think it is 112. 112. Because 112 plus 8, 120, 120 plus 60, 180. Yes, 112 degree. So what is the reason for calculating y? Because we can say that the opposite angles, that means w plus y has to be equal to 180, or w is equal to 180 minus y. So 180 minus 112, again we will get 68 degree. So the answer for w is 68 degree, and x is equal to 36 degree. So that is the answer for this part. I hope you got it. Okay, so this is a question from standard forms. So simplify 2.1 multiplied by 10 to the power of p plus 2.1 into 10 to the power of p minus 1. Give your answer in standard form. See, while dealing with standard forms, if you want to add two terms with a 10 to the power, always remember what? The power of 10 has to be same for these two terms. That means the first term is 2.1 into 10 to the power of p. So that means for the next term also, if you want to add, the power has to be in terms of p, 10 to the power of p. So how we will make it? Plus 2.1 multiplied by this, we can write it as according to the law of indices. 10 to the power of p minus 1, we can write it as 10 to the power of p divided by 10 to the power of 1. Then you can do one thing, you can do some little mathematics. 2.1 over 10. So what happens? This becomes 2.1 into 10 to the power of p. So what is 2.1 by 10? Because 10 to the power of 1 means it is simply 10. 2.1 by 10 means it is going to be 0.21 multiplied by 10 to the power of p. Since both having same power of 10, you can take common. So 2.1 plus 0.21. And what is our answer? 2.1 plus 0.21. Answer is 2.31 multiplied by 10 to the power of p. Simple. Answer is 2.31 multiplied by 10 to the power of p. So that is our in standard form. The shortest distance from B to C. The shortest distance from B to C. So how we will answer this? Shortest is, I mean, already that statement is given, right? So shortest distance from B to C is 12.8 centimeter. Calculate BC. So what is shortest distance? The shortest distance means by erecting a perpendicular from B to AC. So this shortest distance is our 12.8 centimeter. Okay. So then they are asking about calculating what? BC. So since it is a perpendicular, this angle must be 90 degrees. So that means let this point be, let it be K. So that means triangle BKC is a right angled triangle. Okay, so this is our right angled triangle. So this is K, this is B, and this is C. And this angle is 65 degrees. And this angle is 90. This is 12.8 centimeters. And we know that the angle which is opposite to 90 degrees is always a hypotenuse, correct? So that means BC has to be hypotenuse. So things are now becomes easy. How? We can take sine 65, right? So what is sine 65? The opposite side of 65 degrees is 12.8. So sine 65 is 12.8 over BC. That implies is BC must be equal to 12.8 divided by sine 65. So please calculate this, and you can round to 3 significant figures. So please answer this. 12.8 divided by sine 60. So what is your answer? 12.8 by sine 65. So answer must be 14.1 centimeter. So answer is 14.1 centimeter. So answer for this is 14.1 centimeter. Now next question is from proportion. Z or Z is inversely proportional to square of y minus 2. So Z is inversely proportional. So that means we will put an inverse sign proportion. Z is inversely means 1 upon square of y minus 2, correct? Y minus 2 square. So when y is equal to 5 and z is equal to 9, find z in terms of y. So how, if you are removing the proportionality sign, we can say that z is equal to a constant k upon y minus 2 whole square. Then using this value, you can find that constant. How? Z is equal to 9 when y is 5. So k remains k itself. And this we can write it as 5 minus 2 whole square. And that implies is, if you are making k the subject, 9 multiplied by 5 minus 2 is 3, right? So 3 square. So it's going to be 9 multiplied by 9. It's going to be 81. So the k value we got it as what? 81, right? Therefore, find z in terms of y. So what is the value of z? Z is equal to a constant is 81. So 81 divided by y minus 2 whole square. So that is the idea about this question. A triangle has sides of length 11 centimeter, 10 centimeter, and 9 centimeter. Calculate the largest angle in the triangle. So we will first of all draw a rough triangle. We can say that we can clearly identify which is our largest side, 11. So we can assign this as 11 centimeter. Then this as 10 centimeter and this as 9 centimeter. So according to the rule in a triangle, the largest angle is always opposite to the largest side. So that means this must be our largest angle. So I'm just naming this triangle as ABC. So the side, the angle which is opposite to the largest side, that is our, angle A. So now they are asking us to find the largest angle. How we are going to find this largest angle? Any idea? You can use what? The cosine rule. So according to cosine rule, cos A must be equal to what is that? The two nearby sides of this is 10 and 9, right? So 10 square plus 9 square, the opposite side is 11, minus 11 square upon 2 multiplied by the product of the two nearer sides of angle A, 10 multiplied by 9. Then A must be equal to what? Cos inverse of this answer. What is this answer? 10 square plus 9 square minus 11 square divided by 2 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 9. So could you please input these values and tell me the answer? 10 square plus 9 square minus 11 square divided by 2 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 9. Then we will take the cos inverse of this answer. So the answer must be If you're rounding to one decimal place, 70.5 degree. So answer for this is 70.5 degree. So that is the answer for this question. I hope you got it. So that is the answer for question 23. And now on the axis, sketch the graph of each of these functions. Y is equal to 2 by x. What kind of graph it is? It is a reciprocal graph, correct? Reciprocal graph. So how this reciprocal graph looks like? This is the reciprocal graph of y is equal to 2 upon x. So this is an what kind of graph it is? It is what? It is nothing but what? It is a exponential graph. Y is equal to 2 to the power of minus x. Y is equal to 2 to the power of minus x means, if you want, you can make it a rough table to get a clear idea. So this is my x and this is my y. You can input some negative values like -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Then you will get a trend. If it is 2 to the power of -2, minus 2, it becomes 2 to the power of 4. It becomes 2 square. It becomes 4. This becomes 2. This becomes 1. 2 to the power of -1 is 0.5. 2 to the power of -2 becomes 0.25. Then you can substitute this value. So this is 0, -1, -2. This is 1 and this is 2. And how the graph looks like? 1, 2, 3, and 4. It is always above the x-axis. 2 to the power of -2 is positive 4. This is 2. This is 1. 0.5. 0.25. The graph is like this. The graph is coming from the positive y and it is trying to meet y is equal to 0. So this is a graph of what? This is a graph of 2 to the power of minus x. Okay, move to question 25. Find the x coordinate of the points on the graph. Y is equal to x to the power of 5 minus 5x to the power of the gradient is 0. So this is actually an application of differentiation. So what is gradient? Gradient is dy upon dx. Okay, so dy by dx is known as what? The gradient of the graph. So what is the equation of this function? X to the power of 5 minus 5x to the power of 4. Am I right? So therefore, what is dy over dx? If we are differentiating, it becomes 5x to the power of 4. Because if y is equal to x to the power of n, what is dy by dx? It is n x to the power of n minus. Correct? So similarly, if you're differentiating x to the power of 5, bring down the power 5, and then you subtract 1 from this power. So 5x to the power of 4 minus 5 is already there. If you bring this 4, it becomes 20 x to the power of 3. And it is given in our question that the gradient is 0. So we are in a position to find for what value of x coordinate the gradient is taking the value 0. So it's given what? Gradient or dy by dx is equal to 0. So we can equate this 5x to the power of 4 minus 20x cube. We can equate to 0. Then you try to find the for what value of x is going to happen. So it's a plural, right? X coordinates. So we can factorize. So what is common for these two terms? Of course, 5 and x cube is 4. So if I'm taking 5x cube common, it becomes eventually what? It becomes 5x minus, oops, it's not 5x because I have already taken 5. So it becomes x minus 4 is equal to 0. So 5x cubed times x minus 4 is equal to 0. So that means the product of these two terms we are getting 0 means either 5x cubed can take 0 or x minus 4 can take 0, correct? So that means x has to be 0 or x has to be 4, correct? So what are the value? Either x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 4. So that is the answer for this question. It's simple, right? Okay, move to the last question in this question paper. Malik goes to a shop every day to buy what? Bread. Okay. On any day, the probability that Malik goes to the shop in the morning is 0.7. Okay. So Malik goes to shop every day to buy bread. On any day, the probability that Malik goes to the shop in the morning is 0.7. So that means either he can go for buying bread in the morning or not in the morning, correct? If he goes in the morning, the probability that there is a bread for Malik to buy is 0.95. If he goes later, probability that there is bread for Malik is to buy is 0.6. Calculate the probability that on any day there is a bread. Calculate the probability that on any day there is a bread for Malik to buy. Okay, well, to do this question, I advise you to draw a probability tree diagram. Though it is not mentioned in the question, you make it as a practice. For doing probability questions, you try to draw a probability diagram, tree diagram I mean. So that means Malik can go for buying bread either in morning or in the late. So what is the probability? That is 0.7. We know that the total probability is always 1. So that means 0.7 plus the probability of later has to be 1. So that means this has to be 0.3 because 0.7 plus 0.3 is 1, right? Now, so if Malik goes to buy bread in morning, there is a bread for Malik to buy is 0.95. So what are the two possibilities? Either he will get a bread, or will not get a bread, right? So bread, not bread. So that these are the two possibilities. What is the probability of getting a bread in the morning? 0.95. Therefore, this must be 0.05, correct? Because 0.95 plus 0.05 add up to give 1. The same is true for the other branch. If he goes later, the probability that there is bread for Malik to buy, in that case, it becomes probability becomes 0.6, correct? Bread, not bread. What is the probability here? Is 0.6. There, this must be 0.4, right? Because 0.6 plus 0.4 add up to give 1. Then what is our question? After drawing this tree diagram, again you read the question. What is our objective? Calculate the probability that on any day there is a bread for Malik to buy. So what are the possibilities? Other one possibility is morning he goes and buying a bread, or later buying a bread. These are the two possibilities. What is the probability of getting a bread in the morning? 0.7 times 0.95. Okay, or means it is plus, later that is 0.3 multiplied by 0.6. Correct? Then you add it. We'll get the total probability. 0.7 multiplied by 0.95 plus 0.3 multiplied by 0.6. So answer must be 0.845. So the answer is 0.845. Okay, so that's the idea about this question. I hope you got it. So any of these questions you are finding any difficulties, like you need further explanations, please drop a comment below this video. Definitely I will upload these workings in Google Drive for your clarification. Okay, if you want. Okay, thank you very much. So we'll again meet with another solution. Thank you.